What is going on, everybody? I'm back with attack priorities. I dig this so much. I've made about 10 videos on it, and none of them were good. So let's see if the 11th one is any better. In story mode, you're going to come across a lot of different setups and scenarios with different monsters you have to fight every single wave. And really it just comes down to a question of who do I take to beat this level? I hear that a lot. And it's one of the most effective things I think our network has created is a really big sense of community where people will ask level to level, hey, who should I take in order to beat this? And it wasn't until recent that I really started toying around with attack priority. And what I mean by that is who in the world gets hit in story mode first, right? I mean, there must be some reason why or how this game determines who's going to take the beating over somebody else. And I found a couple things. And what I'm going to focus on in this video is just the class of your monsters. So I've taken out elemental bias and the different slots that you can work with. And I'm just kind of showing you the typical build that you would bring into story. I see this pretty often. People bring a mage or a healer and an assassin. And when you do it this way, as you've noticed, the mage gets hit all the time. And Valentine is good right now because, I mean, her stats are pretty insane. I think she's about 500 overcharge in this video. But if she wasn't like that, she would have been taken out already. Pretty easily, actually. So I can kind of muscle through this. It's, I don't really run a risk of dying, but if she wasn't overcharged, I probably would have been dead already. I certainly would have been healing a heck of a lot more. So while this is a semi-effective way to do it, it's also pretty much a guaranteed way for you to spend a couple mid-kits every single fight. And especially when you're starting out, that becomes pretty expensive. For me, it's not that big of a deal anymore because I've been playing for a year, so I've got about 2,000 med kits. But really, if I don't have to use them, I don't want to, because I'm a digital hoarder that way. So how do you get around this? How do you get around having mages being hit all the time? The game gives you a couple of different ways to do that. And they all work. You can have a tank who does protector status, just like what Ramses did right now. That works. You can get Mjolnir, which I think is level 196. It's an artifact that you could throw on any monster, and they're forced to attack them once, which, again, that does work. But I did find something peculiar / awesome. I'm going to retreat so that we can redo this level again. And that's that there is one other class that has a higher attack priority than mages. It's survivors. So by going into a battle this way, I am affecting the attack priority that the AI is going to be searching for in a way that benefits me. And we're going to see that right now. So instead of me bringing a healer, I'm just going to bring an assassin on this one. Reason being is Grand Dame, her passive tends to kind of take care of herself. But now, same level, same conditions. Last time Valentine got hit, she doesn't get hit anymore though. Reason being, Survivor takes attack priority. This is such a cool, very effective way to get through these story modes and still have firepower in your team. You don't have to waste an artifact stealthing because they won't get hit, unless the survivor dies. And that's kind of a problem. As a side note, you see these snare gems that are in the middle here. These guys. Normally that would hurt me, but since I'm skill immune, I'm just going to eat those up. Yummy. Take out the mage. Hopefully this guy charges. He does. Now, if you remember in the previous example, he only hit the one that was protector first. Well, anytime you have protector, he would hit that person first. But since Survivor has a higher attack priority than all the rest of them, even if you had somebody in here as a protector, what would occur is that they would hit your tank first one time, and then they would hit the Survivor. Again, this frees up your mage to wear something that's a damage booster, especially anything that increases over waves. So that would be Shaman's Cleaver, and this thing, Brisingamen, Briskaman, that thing right there that you get in the weeklies. Both of those are awesome choices, because then at that point, as you can see, I'm doing 5,000 damage base. Flurry of Arrows now does 4,000 damage base. That's insane. And it wasn't like that on the first wave. And it's all because Grand Dame is going to take attack priorities. Now, there's a couple other things that are pretty cool about Grand Dame, because with skill immunity, it's naturally increasing each time I use it. Your damage and your crit. Yep. So that's really, really effective. I would recommend this for anyone who's starting out that has a decent Survivor built up. I know in the beginning of the game it is a little difficult to get a Survivor up to an acceptable level. But again, taking a team that's one element and one element only is highly effective. That way you reduce the AI's chances of looking for an elemental bias, because when it does that, it'll always take it. And, the side benefit is you charge your skills a lot quicker doing it this way too. If you're all light, you produce light gems, everybody gets their powers a lot quicker. More powers you use, especially in this case, the better off you are. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Like I said, I'm going to do further videos on attack priorities and slot allocations. I'll also do some more on inner status. That's another biggie that I often get questions for. I hope this video helped you. If you know anybody else that it can help, please share it. That's the reason why I do these videos. Again, I'm part of the Dark Collective Network, and that's really the main reason why I do these. So if I can help anybody outside of that, it's just kind of like, icing on the cake for me. If you liked it, give it a like. If not, that's okay too. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'm going to have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you in the next video.